This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Bringing in some high school football here with Nate Olson from Scorebook Live. But first, this is an interesting situation that Nate lives with because Nate is a Cubs fan through and through. He is raising a Cardinals fan.
What?
His son Luke is a Cardinals fan through and through. And I love, they've got a good thing going here. They go to games together. They wear the team, they wear the shirt of the team they want to wear. And I'm sure they talk plenty of crap at each other. But in the end, father and son, this is not the way it's supposed to. I'll tell you what, though, it's interesting. Like, Nate, my father turned into a Yankees fan because his father rooted for the New York Giants.
Really?
And he was not going to root for the team his dad rooted for. So maybe that's how this happened.
See, my dad would have kicked me out if I would have came home in a Red Sox jersey.
I think you like your dad. I'm not sure if mine did.
Well, there was another influence in this house, and that's my wife, Sheena. She was a travelerette, Phil, at an usher at the Travelers game. First she grew up going there a lot. The free ready ice tickets that they used to give away. She started, her childhood there. Then she was an usher there in college. Worked with our good friend Carl Martin, who you know Carl well, and got to know him. Then I got to know him. And so she was a big Cardinals fan because they were a Cardinals affiliate. And then when Luke came along, she had him in a Cardinals shirt immediately because JD, his older brother, he was a Cub. So I got in, he got Luke. But the thing I love about Luke is that he loves baseball so much, and he's a good baseball player. So we've got that bond, and we kind of agree to disagree, and on the Cardinals and Cubs. And he was crying because Pujols hit the 695 homer, and we were there, and I was crying because the Cubs are so terrible. So there was a little crying in baseball on Monday for different reasons. Or Sunday. So
is JD named for JD Drew and Luke named for, I don't know, Luke Gregerson or somebody like that?
No, nothing like that. I was going for Brooks. I wanted both of them to be Brooks, either one of them. I brought it up with JD and then Luke, the great Brooks Robinson, who was a classmate of my mother-in-law at Little Rock Central, and one of the best athletes to come out of here. But Sheena didn't like how Brooks Olson sounded, kind of like Brooks Olson, two one word, I guess, and then also the initials would be B.O. So she nixed me on that twice, but I lobbied twice, and it'd have been fitting because Luke's the third baseman, but he'll go with Luke, and he'll be a Cardinal, and I'll be a Cub, and we had a good time.
Hey, my dad tried to do the same thing with both me and my brother, wanted to name us both Brooks after his favorite player growing up in Brooks Robinson, being an Orioles fan. It was either Brooks or Melvin after his favorite uncle. I'm glad my mom put a bosh on both of them.
I was supposed to be named Mickey. It didn't work, and I'm sure my father would have liked to name my sister Mickey, but Tony Basil had other things to say about that.
Yeah,
I love the video that I see of Luke.
My dad voted for Reggie for me, but that got mixed too.
Oh, you don't look like a Reggie. It's okay.
No.
Luke, I love the video. You guys saw Pujols' 695th home run in person, huh? What was that like?
Yeah, it was awesome. And, you and I both, we're baseball purists. We're baseball fans first. So, I think Albert Pujols is a great guy, and he's just a great, ambassador for baseball. And his story, how he was discovered. And, he happened to play for the Cardinals for a long time, which isn't my favorite team. But I like the story. I also like it that he's going to finish in St. Louis. And every time, we went to the Saturday night game, and we were going to just go on Sunday, and we were driving up there listening to your broadcast, you in the pregame, Chuck calling the Razorback game. We got halfway there, and my wife said, "We've got to go to the game tonight." Pujols is in the lineup. Wainwright's on the bump. And we got there in the third inning because we weren't really planning to go. We were just going to hang out that night. But we went, and every time he hit the ball, people went nuts. And then and he didn't get a hit or anything on Saturday. Then on Sunday, I hear this cheer, and they didn't know, what are you cheering about? And it was Pujols coming out on deck. And I told Luke and I told Sheena, told Luke when at the hotel, I said, Pujols is going to get in the game, hit a home run, and beat the Cubs. That's what's going to come in, pinch hit, and I said it's going to be probably the ninth inning, you know. And then when the game was going, it was scoreless. I told it to my wife. I said, "Yeah, Pujols, he's going to hit one." And I just had a hunch on it. It was due, and it was cool seeing it. And then you saw the video. Luke got a little bit emotional there.
Yeah, and for good reason, too. All right, let's get into some of the games upcoming here on Friday in high school football. Top of your list here is Fayetteville at Northside. Usually a good game. What are you seeing here?
Yeah, I think both those teams have played pretty well. We'll go into the Northside loss a little bit when we talk about who they played, which is Greenwood. It was, first of all, to give Fayetteville some props. They were out on front of North Little Rock 28-0 before the game practically started. I mean, it was the first quarter, and they were leading. They won 28-10. Drake Lindsay, 4 touchdown passes. If there was any doubt how he was going to fill in for Bladen Fike, I think he's erased it. We knew his lineage, and he's got a brother that's been there, and of course his father and grandfather. But he's a chip off the old block. He's really done well in that offense. And North Little Rock has some big problems. 2 weeks in a row, they can't muster any offense, really. They're not playing very well. Fayetteville takes advantage, and they get well after losing to Cabot on the road, but that wasn't a bad loss. So they come in the game with a little momentum. Northside played well at times against Greenwood, had them on the ropes, had them down to 18 points twice in the fourth quarter. Demarion Savoy, he's the first-year quarterback, 256 yards passing, 160 yards rushing. They've also got a good back at Kavian King. This is a team that I just mentioned North Little Rock. I think maybe that if this trend continues, I'm still trying to get to the bottom of North Little Rock's rough start. Is it something they can correct? And what are they going to get better? But possibly Northside could have maybe take their spot and be that third team that's, up there in that upper echelon. They played Bryant tough last year. That's what you look in that Central. Is there anybody that can beat Bryant? Right now, Conway looks to have the best chance. They beat Bentonville last week. They look like they've got some good pieces, good running back and quarterback. But Northside, wouldn't get too low on this loss because Greenwood's very good. They won 51 straight at home. And Northside still really good flashes in this. This is a big game here for some momentum. Playing at Northside, I think that gives them an advantage. I think there'll be a lot of fireworks, so it should be an entertaining game.
Mm-hmm. Nate, I want to stay in the River Valley because we had a texter text in last week wanting us to ask you about this game, but decided to hold on to it, save it for you this week because he's a Forest Smith Southside fan and wants to know what their chances are against the Wynn Yellow Jackets. Says he doesn't know much about Wynn, and why would he? Wynn's on the complete other side of the state. Southside got a good chance in it because, we all know D'Angelo Williams not walking through that door for the Yellow Jackets. No.
Wynn is a very good 5A team. Van Pascal is the coach there. They're replacing some pieces. They had a really dominant defense last year. They run the wing T, projected to win probably that 5A East, but Nettleton is also good. They beat Mountain Home in the opener. So they'll be fighting for that championship, but you're going to see a lot of running. They don't throw the ball much. They run that old wing T style, smash mouth style. They've got big guys, usually pretty physical. It's the first time these teams have met, so it's kind of an interesting matchup that they're playing each other, but Southside trying to replace, David Sorg. He was a good quarterback that's going to Oklahoma to play baseball. He had Tommy John surgery, so that was a bit of a blow for them. But, I think the key in this game is you have to defend the wing T well and get them in passing situations. That's how you beat a team like that. But you cannot let them hold the ball because what they'll be content to do is just carve out these long 80-yard drives and just methodically move it down the field. You can't let them do it. You got to get a couple stops on first and second down, get them in 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, and make them throw the football.
Another good one this week is Farmington at Rogers. That's going to be a big matchup up here in Northwest Arkansas. How do you see it going?
our Northwest Arkansas game of the week. You can read a preview on that at the middle of the week, and then the game story on Friday night. Never met on the football field. Farmington's 3-0 against 7A opponents in the Jerry Eldridge era, starting last year. Cameron Van Zant, he had 284 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. He's a junior. He's a guy you want to keep an eye on. He burst on the scene last year as a sophomore, and he has just continued that. Last week against Springdale had that huge game, and his favorite target in that game was Jagger Gordon. Lost a couple of receivers. It looks like Gordon's kind of stepped in. And Rogers lost their good quarterback, and Dane Williams stepped in for him last week against Bishop Kelly, 23 of 28 for 327, 5 touchdowns. So I think this is going to be a high-scoring back-and-forth kind of game. That's how Farmington beat some of the 7A opponents last year, like Springdale. It came back on them. So I think there'll be a lot of points scored in this game. Should be fun. There's a reason why we're covering it. We think, and it was 2 teams, in Northwest Arkansas, 1 5A, 1 7A should be interesting.
Last Friday we were in Harrison, Nate, and we saw all the Bombers and Goblin stuff going around. Mountain Home ended up with a win there, and Harrison ended up with a win in that one. They're 2-0 now, and have Batesville on the road this next Friday.
Yeah, it could be a tough game, but Harrison has done a really good job. They had a lot of holes to fill. This is, as you know, a tradition-rich program. They cracked our top 25 this week. You can find that on our site. Just released today. They're at number 23 with the wins at Springdale against Springdale Mountain Home. Batesville I think they'd be favored in this game too. They're also a 5A school, but a good school transitioning to a new coach. Had a good win against Cersei and then got shut out 35-0 at Maumelle, but Maumelle's a good team. So this is definitely a winnable game for Harrison. It will be on the road and another tradition-rich program, but I give Harrison a nod there, and I think that gives them a lot of momentum. Their really big test is going to be September 23rd when they play Farmington at home. That'll be a huge game for them. This will be kind of a tune-up for that one, but that'll be their first really big test, we think.
Okay. Well, let's leave it there for today and get into it again next week on Tuesday. Nate, appreciate you, man. Great work at Scorebook Live. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it,
Nate Olson, scorebooklive.com. They put a lot into covering high school football and high school sports in general, not just all about football.
BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports, contests, and events with first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews and news for every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all your sports information, from live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head to BetOnline today or use your mobile device to join today and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50 to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's BELIEVE, BLEAV 50. That's BELIEVE, BLEAV 50. Bet online, where the game starts.